women are receiving government assistance? Like, what's the government say? Why they do what they do?
Well, the government wants to be the father. This has all been intentional. Remove the father from the home so we can come in and we can take over. Make sure that the mother is not in the home, that the mother is working, maybe 2 jobs or whatever, trying to survive, so we can completely indoctrinate that child with whatever it is that we want to indoctrinate them with. So if the father is out of the home, which I think that the original structure of the nuclear family worked best for us. That's my personal opinion. The father is being the provider and the mother has the time to nurture. But when you have the father removed from the home and the mother working 40 to 80 hours a week, then what are we doing? We are sending our children to school every single day, Monday through Friday. And now that teacher has somewhat become the parent, and this school has now taken over the role of parenting. And what are they doing? They are teaching your children. They are indoctrinating your children 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And then when our children grow up and they're 16 and 17 and we're sitting across from them and we realize, you don't have the same morals I do. You don't have the same beliefs that I do. You don't have the same educational background that I do. It's because we haven't taught them. We've allowed someone else to teach them. We've allowed someone else to give them their beliefs, their morals, their structure. And we'll be sitting across from our child at 16, 17 years old and not even know who that person is. And I think that it has all been very strategic.
I know you come to this understanding later on in life, right? What would you do differently as a parent if you were a brand new parent?
Homeschool. I would have cherished my relationship with the father better and known how important it was for the children to be raised in a 2-parent home. I would have taken away the TV and the telephone and the video game.
A lot of you young ladies need to hear this, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to wake you up and get you on the right path. I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of y'all had children with bums, and you let this bitter baby mama narrative. First of all, we're gonna break this down in several sections. If your baby daddy is mad at you for moving on with your life, and he has communicated to you on several occasions, and you just get that feeling in your gut your child is not safe going with him, don't let him have that baby or whatever trying to combat some bitter baby mama narrative. Let them call you bitter. At least you know your child is safe. You know you're not bitter. A parent that don't do nothing is going to try to make the active parent look like the bad guy. Okay? They don't know this baby's routine or none of that. Let them call you bitter. Moving on. Child support. If this person, every birthday, let me tell you something. Lots of y'all baby daddies have PlayStation fetishes, and if they have bought a PlayStation twice in 1 year, that's like $800 or $1,000, and they did it without thinking. Now add up what they spent on your baby for the year. If that ain't even, I'm not talking about what child support made them pay. Add up what they spent on your child before child support was even in place. And if you get any number less than what was equal to them PlayStations, congratulations, you had a child with a bum. And he better be on child support. I'm telling you right now. Y'all gonna let stress put you in the hospital trying to say you don't want to be labeled a bitter baby mama. So what? You don't want to be labeled a bitter baby mama, but it's okay for him to walk around like he don't take care of his responsibility. Let me tell you something. I'm around nothing but positive examples of what a father should be. And if a father slip, he only need between 3 and 6 months to get himself back together. And while he's getting himself together, he has never forgotten about his child. His child be right there. And if he can't give a dime financially, he's there physically. And if he can't be there physically, he calling all the time to make sure his baby know his voice and knows that he cares. If you got a baby daddy that don't do nothing and he keep bringing up his financial situation, a phone call is free. He keep that phone bill paid. He always got something to drink. He always got something to smoke. Door dashing and all this other stuff. But he always got an excuse, or he say he don't like you. He don't want to deal with you. You don't cause no problem at all. Honey, you had a baby with a bum. And that's going to be hard for you to accept. The best thing that you can do, put them on child support and go on with your life. Don't even worry about it. Don't let it stress you. Don't worry about it. Go on.
Y'all women need to start bringing your kids around all these different types of men. Bringing them into your house to look at your daughter, look at your son. If that man got you under his control, you won't even believe none of your kids say. Half the kids ain't got no daddy. You still mad they daddy. Some of y'all put that man over the kids. And the kids say something wrong with the man, you get mad at the kids. Because you're lonely and you want somebody to be there. You want them to replace the man that left you. You only gonna find somebody worse.
You saying that they hit
Guys, this game is so great.
full of black people? It's impossible. Which is common sense that he had to be black to blend in with black people. Now I'm finna tell you why his skin color got something to do with the Jim Crow law and them trying to bring back hanging and lynching. Now, in the Bible, Pilate's wife had a dream about the Messiah. When she seen that the people was trying to kill him, she pulled her husband aside and said, "Have nothing to do with this righteous man." She said, "I suffered much suffering in a dream today. Have nothing to do with his killing." So Pilate turned to the people and said, "I don't see nothing wrong that this man is doing for me to kill him." Pilate was talking to the Hebrews, our people. He said, "If y'all decide to kill this man, the blood will not be on my hands, it will be on y'all's." So then the Jews, aka Hebrew Israelites, mistakenly said, "It's okay. Put it on our hands, our children's hands, for generations and generations. Crucify him." So then it was so. So from then on, we was cursed to die the same way he died. Now they like to tell y'all that he died on a cross, but that is far from the truth. The cross is one of the main graven images that he talks about in the Bible. The word cross was never even in the Bible to begin with. It was added in there from a pagan god they called Tammuz. The cross is a symbol of the first letter of his name, a T. Now, if you look at the history during those times, you would know that if you were worthy of death, you had to be hung. It was the law. Acts 5:30 even told you that he died from hanging from a tree. There was a divine curse placed on a hanged person. And if a man has committed a crime punishable by death, and he is put to death, you hang him on a tree. For a hanged man is cursed by God. And when they had carried out all that was written of him, they took him down from the tree and laid him in his tomb. The same way they do us till this day. For what our ancestors have committed, it allowed us to be punished the same way he was punished. I'ma show y'all the curses that was put upon us. Slavery and captivity. Having no power to stand against our enemies. Being sent back to Egypt again by ships. Exiled in the land of our enemies. Scattered among all nations. A very sick and disease-stricken people. At the bottom socially with other races high above us. Lost the true knowledge of who we were and will be called by many scornful nicknames other than Israel and Hebrew, which is still happening to this day. Packed into prisons and jails. A non-properous people. We even hate each other and oppress people by our enemies. The world will not tell you who or where the Israelites are today, but the scriptures will. There's nothing new underneath the sun. There is nothing new. Our sons and daughters will be given to another nation while your eyes grow weary looking for them day after day with no power in your hand. With no power in your hand. With none at all. The cross story couldn't be real if they wanted it to. How did they nail his feet and hands to a cross when it says that he protected all his bones? Not one of them is broken. There would be no way to hammer a huge nail into someone's foot to hang without breaking a bone. There's no way. This is the real reason why no bones shall be broken. The sad reality is, if we continue to disobey, we'll continue to pay. So please, it's time for us to wake up. Stop letting them brainwash you and make you forget who you are. Stop letting them make us feel like we are nobody, because they know who we are. Our people back then just didn't know how to read and write. So they didn't know that the Bible back then was made for them. They felt like it was a horrible, horrible book. But they didn't realize the truth was inside of it. But now it's our time to make up for it. That the truth of who we are is inside of it. Our time is coming, and they know it. The Bible is our true history book. The problem is we let everybody get into our head. Why do you think there is thousands and thousands of religions, but only one true God? All trying to praise the same person, but giving them different names. That's because you were supposed to gain a relationship with the Father through the Word, not a religion. And that's where we as a people fall at.
Here's the definition of indoctrination: the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically.
What is another word for indoctrination? Noun, in the sense of training. Synonyms: training, brainwashing, drilling. What is an example of indoctrination? Indoctrination means teaching someone to accept a set of beliefs without questioning them. Your sister's orientation at her new job might seem more like indoctrination if she comes home robotically reciting her corporate employee handbook. What does indoctrination mean in simple terms? The process of repeating an idea or belief to someone until they accept it without criticism or question. If you indoctrinate someone, you teach that person a one-sided view of something and ignore or dismiss opinions that don't agree with your view. Cults, political entities, and even fans of particular sports teams are often said to indoctrinate their followers.
Indoctrination. They've been doing this since the beginning of time, forcing their beliefs on us, destroying our beliefs, burying our history, and burning our previous cities, states, and governing facilities.
It's me, that baby.